Imagine a warship vanishing into thin air. Witnesses claimed it dissolved into a green haze, reappeared miles away. And when it returned, some sailors were fused into the steel of the ship itself, screaming, half alive. It sounds like science fiction, but according to legend, this really happened in 1943, during a top-secret U.S. Navy experiment in Philadelphia. Tonight, we dive into one of the most chilling and controversial mysteries of modern history: the Philadelphia experiment. World War II was at its peak. The U.S. Navy needed an edge against German U-boats that were sinking Allied ships in the Atlantic. The idea? Make a warship invisible, either to radar or maybe even to the naked eye. The vessel at the center of this story was the USS Eldridge, a 1,240-ton destroyer escort. Officially, the Eldridge served at the Mediterranean. But conspiracy theorists say the ship was part of a secret project that aimed to manipulate electromagnetic fields, and perhaps even space-time itself. According to the story, in late October 1943, the Navy tested their new technology at the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. Witnesses reported that the Eldridge was surrounded by a strange greenish-blue glow, and then it vanished. Some say it reappeared instantly at Norfolk, Virginia, over 200 miles away. Others claim it phased in and out of existence as if reality itself had glitched. But the most disturbing accounts came from the crew. Some sailors were reportedly burned or disoriented, suffering mental breakdowns. Others were said to be embedded in the bulkheads of the ship, their bodies fused with metal. A few vanished entirely, never to be seen again. To believers, this wasn't just invisibility, it was accidental teleportation or even time travel. So, what could possibly explain this? One theory suggests the Navy was experimenting with electromagnetic fields using powerful generators to bend light around the ship, an early form of cloaking. Others claim the project was based on the unfinished work of Nikola Tesla, who supposedly dabbled in unified field theories. The idea that electromagnetism and gravity could be manipulated together. If true, the Navy may have accidentally warped the very fabric of space-time. Skeptics argue that this is impossible, pointing out that bending space-time requires energy on the scale of black holes. Not generators in the 1940s, but then again, in wartime, governments push the limits of science, often in secrecy. Could there have been breakthroughs we'll never know about? The legend of the Philadelphia experiment largely comes from a man named Carl Allen, also known as Carlos Allende. In the 1950s, he sent letters to a UFO researcher claiming he witnessed the Eldridge disappear. He described sailors going insane and technology far ahead of its time. Critics say Allen was unreliable, possibly delusional, but his letters sparked decades of speculation, drawing in conspiracy theorists, ufologists, and even declassified Navy documents. The story became so powerful, Hollywood turned it into movies, and it remains one of the most famous military conspiracies in American history. The U.S. Navy has denied the experiment ever took place. They insist the Eldridge was never even in Philadelphia during 1943. Historians argue the teleportation story was nothing more than wartime rumors, combined with misunderstandings of real Navy projects like degaussing. a method to make ships invisible to magnetic minds, not the human eye. Yet, the denials haven't stopped the rumors. So what do we make of it? If it's true, then the US Navy may have stumbled onto technology decades ahead of its time, and then buried it. If it's a hoax, it's one of the most elaborate and enduring myths of the 20th century. But here's the eerie part. Modern research into quantum teleportation, cloaking devices, and gravitational manipulation is very real. Which raises the question, was the Philadelphia experiment a failed first step into a future we're only beginning to understand? The Philadelphia experiment sits on the razor's edge between science fiction and hidden history. A warship vanishing into thin air. Sailors trapped between dimensions. Official denials wrapped in mystery. What do you think? Was this a classified breakthrough the government still hides to this day? Or just an incredible story that refuses to die? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed diving into this mystery, make sure to subscribe to Voidlore for more deep explorations of the unknown. Until next time, stay curious.